In the past year, we have lost a few prominent politicians, political figures, in John McCain and the death of George Bush. Following the deaths of these men, we have seen numerous tributes and eulogies in the media following their deaths. Most of these eulogies and tributes characterize these men dishonestly, characterizing them as fighters for peace and prosperity. I just think that these are unfair characterizations in these men, and that's not what they were. There was only one man, one politician, who truly fought for peace and prosperity for our country. And you'll rarely hear about him in the media, and he doesn't receive the attention that he deserves. The man who deserves these tributes as a fighter for peace and freedom is named Ron Paul. Ron Paul is one of the best men to ever serve our country as a politician. Ron Paul was devoted to liberty. He was the only politician to strongly stand up to our country's domestic and foreign wars, which is one of the most important issues a politician can be strong on. Ron Paul served in Congress for 12 terms, over 22 years, and during his time in office, he only passed one piece of legislation. He never voted yes on any piece of legislation unless it was authorized explicitly by our Constitution. He was known as Dr. No because of this. Ron Paul ran for president 3 times. And he was actually cheated out of a fair election one of these times. Ron Paul was known for standing up for his principles strongly in Congress. Lobbyists didn't bother stopping by Ron Paul's office because they knew he couldn't be bought. Ron Paul never voted for a war. He never voted for a debt ceiling increase, and did everything in his power to promote peace and prosperity in our country. Ron Paul was the only person to stand up to the Federal Reserve and promote the use of sound money in our country. No matter the potential political fallout Ron Paul could have received, he always stood up for his principles and what he believed in. Beyond Ron Paul's political career, he wrote multiple books, great books. He delivered over 4,000 babies as a doctor. He still delivers lectures and speeches at colleges to this day. And also, at 84 years old, he still produces a half-hour YouTube show 5 days a week where he preaches about the horrors of the wars going on in the world because he believes in them so strongly. No other politician has ever had the die-hard fans and following like Ron Paul has. Ron Paul truly stands for liberty and freedom and has changed the conversation and inspired so many people. If Ron Paul would have been elected president, he would have changed our country so much for the better. Even though he has retired, Ron Paul will affect our country forever. We were lucky to have Ron Paul as a congressperson when we did, and we can only hope to have a congressperson as good as him in the future.